What are you drinking?
Coffee.
4.
You don't get to rush this.
Nice shot!
Hello. Hi, I'm back.
He's back!
Moose the Creator back again with a epic new video. Jesus, what is this, 2020? I don't usually do videos showing off my face. I just been doing my own thing, making my own kind of stuff. And this is kind of what this is. As you know, or may have seen from my channel, if you are seeing my edits and editorial work, I am a big fan of The Last of Us. I love both games. I love Joel, I love Ellie, I love them and from their portrayals played by Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker and Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey respectively. All 4 of them do an amazing job of portraying these characters' journey that Neil Druckmann and Craig Mazin have both created respectively for the show and the games. I just love the overarching storylines that The Last of Us show and The Last of Us game have told for Ellie and for Joel so far. So with that being said, now that you know my stance, I have to talk about this guy's stance, and it's straight up out the gate. I need you to understand that with this video, when I clicked this video on accident, keyword being accident, the first 10 seconds had me mouth agape because I'm just like, you said so many things within 10 seconds. And I have to talk about this because this is not even just a problem with this video in particular, but it's also just a problem with a lot of fans of The Last of Us. And I say fans because there are fans who do think like this. But to me, it's just like, you might say you're a fan of The Last of Us, but I also at the same time, you don't understand The Last of Us. I'm going to be talking about a video by a YouTuber named Reaper, and the title is called it was a few days ago, The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, Weak Men and Annoying Girl Bosses. That, I didn't even read the title. When I clicked the video on accident, it was just, I just was talking to myself for 10 minutes, breaking down everything that is wrong and everything that was just spewed out to me. And then I looked through the comments immediately after that, and I was just like, dude, this is dangerous. I'm using Reaper's video as an example, as of men specifically who think like this within the community, specifically towards the Last of Us community, says a lot more than just the game. We're going to break this down. Let's just jump into it. People who think like Reaper, people who think that men are weak for crying, that women showing strength is an automatic like woke garbage bullshit type of mentality. This is the kind of dangerous thinking that, especially for AMAT people, and even just men, you know, if you want to put it plainly, is very dangerous mindset. Let's listen to the first 10 seconds of Reaper's video that he talked about of Season 2, Episode 1. I'm just going to play it.
Well, that was a fucking boring episode. The Last of Us Season 2 has come out, and this is how they start the season. With Ellie behaving like a complete cunt, cringe girl boss moments where she beats a man 3 times her size in a fight, Joel crying to a psychiatrist like a fucking woman, the very fact that they have a psychiatrist in a post-apocalyptic world, women complaining.
So specifically, Episode 6, Season 1, titled Kin, which was the episode when Joel and Ellie made it to Jackson and ran into Tommy.
Tommy!
Fuck you say to me, you little shit!
And in that episode, Joel confesses to Tommy about why, going further into why he needs to give Ellie to Tommy and why Tommy needs to continue the mission of taking Ellie to see the Fireflies. Being able to show more of that vulnerability was really refreshing. And I think having Joel... I I think him letting that out, also going to therapy in season 2, episode 1, is a very refreshing take for my reason, solely because Joel feeling like he has to have this other outlet other than maybe Tommy is also just having a nice perspective. Also, I think him being so mad, Reaper, but older people have an issue with the character Gale in the first place existing in The Last of Us. Why the fuck would you not want therapy, especially during this? Like, look at this. Look, I need therapy just looking at the picture, bro. Like, what? Especially with men thinking that therapy is a sense of weakness and that going through therapy and talking about one's feelings, talking about one's emotions, and talking about how you handle your traumas, your events in your life, even just things that just bug you day to day, shows that you're weak, shows that you're vulnerable. We can't have that. And Joel, especially the game Joel, he does show moments of vulnerability. He absolutely does. And I think the fact that saying that Joel crying like a woman, he is not this big macho dude that we all think that he is. Even in the game, it goes a little heavy into why Joel is so closed off and why that's not healthy for him. I mean, that's a whole big part of the game and the show, respectfully, that Joel holding in this pain from Sarah's death is something that is tugging at him, eating at him. You could say the game, part 1 and part 2, is a meta commentary about how certain people lash out in unhealthy ways and how those unhealthy coping mechanisms can come back to bite you in the butt if we don't handle things in a proper manner. I mean, I know there's more to it, and especially in the first game, and goes into the second game, than what I'm saying just here. So that could be just many subcontexts that is said within the Last of Us series. The show highlights more of Joel's mental health and Joel's vulnerabilities as a man, and specifically as just me as a queer person, a queer AMAP person. It just means a lot, and it just shows that, like, it's okay for us to be vulnerable, especially people we love, people we care about. Now I can talk about why I think the mindset of saying what Reaper just said is bad, and why I believe that this mindset just not only is harming just you as an individual to think the way that you think, but just why it could be harmful to why it's harmful to spread that. It's still within the thought process of this, specifically a white cis male lens, because my ego is being tarnished. My masculinity feels like it's being, and keyword, feels like it's being attacked, which it's not. It's not, dude. Like, you are letting it attack you because of your insecurity. And there's nothing wrong with you being insecure, but the problem is your insecurity is pushing this narrative that doesn't even fucking exist. Pushing this narrative ultimately does not help men progress. Pushing the narrative that you must be strong, you cannot show this side of you, will ultimately push us backwards. Men are allowed to be in any emotional headspace that is healthy. I'm going to tell you from personal experience from growing up, my dad installed a lot of that mental mentality into me. But a lot of it, I had to grow out of it myself. There was a lot of even some toxic people I used to follow way back in the day that, I was like, I listened to their opinions and I was like, yeah, they're right, because, I liked them. But then I thought about it and I was like, maybe not. I just remember how much hate was fueled in their words, how much hate is fueled in their bodies, how much hate they fueled into me for no reason. Guys, that mindset is not worth it. It's not. You are not only isolating yourself from your emotional intelligence, you are distancing yourself from everyone else's. Like, there's no, that's just isolation. That is just toxic, unhealthy form of emotional isolation that should not be practiced. Just thinking this way it's not going to do you any favors. You're not growing as a man. You're not growing as a person. You're not growing as a human. You're just a rage-filled being that's just full of hate, and it has nowhere else for it to go, but it's refusing to not talk about it for whatever reason that may be. I've just been there, and I'm saying this in a place. If you realize you are doing this to people, like you are saying these thoughts, even if you're not saying it to them, you thinking this shit, really evaluate. Really think about it. Think about why you feel this way. Think about why you think girl bosses are garbage, why men crying is garbage. Like, really think about that, and really think about, is this healthy for me? Rant over, but I just really wanted to talk about a little bit my thoughts on that. It's not really constructive. It's just kind of random with a few little visual jokes in there, but in all seriousness, guys, fellas, the boys, it is okay to cry. It is okay to be emotionally available. It is good to be emotionally available, not just to people, but just for you. Just take care of yourself. Don't be filled with hate. If you're gonna hate anything, hate like Elon Musk or something.
I am become meme. Yeah.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Thanks for watching. This was a very unusual video for me, but I just needed to talk about The Last of Us and talk about this community, part of the community for a second. I don't know if I'll make videos like this again. I have no idea. You might see my face in like the next 5 years from now. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'm loving season 2, by the way. Season 2 is peak. It's so good. Anyway, bye.
Do-do-do-do-do.